Hello, everyone. What a lovely day to all of you. So let's imagine this. A self-driving car must choose between swerving and risking the passenger's life, or staying its course and hitting a pedestrian. Right. So think about this. So who decides what it should do? An engineer or a policymaker or a company executive or a philosopher or the machine itself? So today in this video, I want to explore a question that sounds futuristic, but it's already urgent. Can AI, artificial intelligence, ever be moral? So, and behind that question lies a deeper dilemma. Is morality something that can be programmed, or is it something that can only be lived? So, why do we mean by moral? Before we ask whether AI can be moral, we must also ask what is morality? So, across centuries of philosophies, three major traditions have tried to answer this. The first one is consequentialism. What is consequentialism? Associated with thinkers like John Stuart Mill, an action is moral if it produces the greatest good for the greatest number. And the second point, which is deontology, which is associated with Immanuel Kant. An action is moral if it allows universal moral rules or duties. And point number three, virtue ethics. So, which trace back to Aristotle. And morality is about character, becoming a good person. So, notice something important here. All three assume a moral agent, someone who understands choices, intends actions, accepts responsibility. So the real issue here is not whether AI can follow rules. It already does. The issue is whether AI can be a moral agent. Now let's dive into more in the engineer's reality here in this point. What engineers actually built. So from an engineering perspective, AI systems are optimizing systems, pattern recognition systems, decision-making tools based on data. But what they don't feel is they do not experience guilt at all. They do not have compassion. They do not feel compassion, or neither do they understand suffering. What they do was, or what they do is, what they do will be calculating. So even when AI systems are designed with ethical guidelines, what they are really doing is optimizing for predefined objectives. So let's say if we tell a system minimize harm, right? We just say harm, right? HARM, harm. And again, we got to input what is the definition of harm for the machine, for the AI to understand or comprehend. And also, it still requires a metric and a hierarchy of values. Those are human decisions. AI does not discover morality. It implements parameters. Now let's look at this point, the illusion of machine responsibility. illusion of responsibility. Right. So here, here where things become dangerous. When an AI system makes a harmful decision, we often say, well, the algorithm got dysfunctional and it did it. But algorithms don't act independently without the consent of human systems, right? So behind every AI system are designers, data collectors, and policy frameworks, and also economic incentives. And AI has no intentions. They do what they being instructed to do. It has no internal awareness of right and wrong. There is no discernment in them. So, philosopher John Searle famously argued that manipulating symbols does not equal understanding. Even if a machine produces moral language, it does not grasp moral meaning. So, morality requires conscious awareness, what people has, the ability to suffer, machines don't suffer at all. And the capacity to care, well, sadly to say this, AI has none of these. So, could AI simulate morality? Well, some argue even if AI isn't truly moral, if it behaves morally, isn't that enough? Shouldn't we just expect that from a robot or a machine from just behaving morally? Well, this is a powerful point here. After all, we judge humans by behavior, not by our invisible thoughts, isn't it? But here's the difference. Humans are accountable because they could have chosen differently. AI systems do not have freedom in that sense. They follow architectures, designers, developers, and training constraints to them. Even advanced learning systems are bound by objective functions, data distributions, computational structures. They adapt, but they do not deliberate in the human sense. A system that optimizes behavior is not the same as a system sorry, that reflects on whether it should act at all. Now, so what is the real dilemma here? The real dilemma here, let me change the color. Okay, just make it red. So AI won't be moral, but its creators can be. Like me, like I'm just drawing something right here. So we are one of the creators for the AI. So in this conclusion here, the philosopher conclusion as an AI cannot be moral since it is not a moral agent. And here is the engineer's dilemma. Since AI systems are already making decisions that affect human lives, if AI can't be moral, yet it influences moral outcomes, so who carries the responsibility in it? The answer is uncomfortable, right? We do, like the designers, like the institutions, the regulators, the societies that deploy these systems. So AI does not remove moral responsibility, it amplifies it. So what a moral future actually requires. So let me end with this for this video. So the real danger is not that AI becomes immoral. The real danger is that humans hide behind it. So when we say the system decided, we quietly shift blame away from ourselves to the system, to AI. AI may simulate reasoning, it may simulate empathy, but it may simulate ethical language. But what it can't do, what it cannot do is feel remorse, experience injustice, care about human dignity. Morality is not computation, it is commitment. The question is not, can AI ever be moral? The more urgent question here is, will we remain moral while building AI? So technology does not determine our values, it magnifies them. And in the age of AI, our humanity will not be measured by how intelligent our machines become, but by how responsibly we design them. So, thank you. From this video, I hope you got something out of it. So I see you in my next lecture and have a blessed day. Goodbye.